Hey guys, Ian here with the Old School Labs. So yesterday, Antoine Vaillant won the California Pro qualifying for the Mr. Olympia, but I wasn't able to show you a lot of footage, and I still don't have any videos because what we have is the stuff from live stream that's just annoying. I mean, I don't even want to go there, talk about it, because I'm gonna get pissed off as everybody else has. It's horrible. And some people paid $30 for it. So yeah, I hope these guys are gonna give the money back because that was just a robbery. Anyways, we have a couple of really good photos. The lighting was, I think, the worst lighting I've ever seen on a bodybuilding show. I don't know what was the point of having lighting like this, but these photos are pretty good, so you can see kind of what was actually going on. Let's take a look at this abs and thighs shot. And notice the dryness in that inner thigh area. The outer sweep and the entire quadriceps was just ripped. The abs were deep, they were dry. Overall, really good conditioning from Antoine. I'm amazed. He really gave his all, pretty much. I mean, this was the best shape of his life for sure. He was conditioned, he was big, and those legs were, I don't know, Tom Platz like. Insane legs. Really, really big and full legs. Upper body is smaller than the lower body, but still really good. Glutes. Take a look at the glutes and the hamstrings. This was a really good conditioning, man. I mean, the lighting isn't perfect, so you can't really see it clearly, but you can still see. You can still see that he was really conditioned. The lower back, the entire back, the glutes and the hamstrings really dialed in. This pose as well. Take a look at the legs. Take a look at those quads. Amazing. The chest. It got a little bit flatter, probably because, I mean, he was super dry, but still, conditioned, separated, crazy conditioning, seriously. Side chest, one of his best poses, in my opinion. His legs look really massive from the side, as well as they do from the front and from the back, but from the side, his upper body is matching his lower body. So he looks really proportionate, really symmetrical in this pose right here. Overall, really amazing package from Antoine. Congratulations, Antoine. I wish you good luck at the Mr. Olympia. Alright, next we have an update, a physique update of Rafael Brandao. And this guy is a youngster, yet he looks absolutely amazing, and he seems to have made some big improvements from the last time we saw him compete. I'm not sure exactly which show he's gonna do this year, but I'm sure he's gonna be ready in, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks. He's gonna probably try to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. Can he do it though? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who else is gonna be there, of course, but he looks absolutely outstanding for a young guy. I think he's like 26, something like that, something like Nick Walker. Although he's entirely different type of physique. He's not a mass monster. He's more so, I mean, he's not really classic, like people are saying maybe he should transfer to classic. He's definitely way too big for the classic, but he does have those classical lines. He looks very, very aesthetic, and that's also important in open bodybuilding. I mean, it's gonna make you look more impressive if you have a small waist, for example, and if you have nice shape. So we'll see which show he decides to do. If you guys know, let me know down below in the comment section. I'm pretty sure he announced it before, but I can't really remember. But yeah, one of these shows this year, and whichever he decides to do, he's gonna do great, I'm sure. We have another physique update of James Hollingshead, and I'm a big fan of this guy. One of my very first videos I've ever made for YouTube were about James, actually, and most people didn't even know about him back then, but I followed him because I like the way he trains. He's very, very strong, and you guys can imagine what kind of muscle strength training, that kind of training will produce. You know, we're gonna get that gnarliness, that graininess, that Dorian head, and I'm sure James is gonna be just like that when the time comes. He's also a young guy. He's, I think, 29 or 30 now, so he looks a little bit older maybe than he is, but yeah, he's a youngster. Pretty much in the sport, of course. I mean, 30 is very young for a bodybuilder. And this guy is working with Patrick Tour. And since he started working with him, I think I've seen a lot of improvements, especially in the back, which was his probably weakest body part. And no, I'm not saying his back was small. It was always big, but the shape of it wasn't perfect, and so he has to work extra hard to create an illusion of having a good back. Even when he's in top shape, there are some wrinkles in his lower back area when he does the back double bicep. I don't know if it's maybe loose skin or something like that, thick skin, I'm not sure. Maybe just water retention, but if he can manage to fix that and if he can grow the lats a little bit more. His lats are a bit high inserted. You can see that in the back double bicep. In the back lat spread, it's just perfect. But in the back double bicep, that's something that needs work. And if he comes conditioned, this guy is a monster. He's really big. He's over 300 pounds, I believe, in the off-season. And he's probably going to be about 260 on stage. That's going to be freaky. And he really intends to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. He really believes that in 4 weeks he's going to be competing. Hopefully he will win it. Iain Valliere is still not settled down after his win. He's still trying to prove to everyone that he was in shape, actually. And this is a photo of himself before the New York Pro. And based on these quads and based on the shoulders and the chest and pretty much the entire physique, you can see that he was in shape. He was definitely in shape. People can say whatever they want, but it's obvious. He was conditioned and he had the least amount of flaws on that stage. He absolutely did deserve that victory, and that is my opinion. It is a strong opinion. I absolutely do believe in that. Whatever you guys think, you can tell me down below. Alright, next up we have a photo of Roelly Winklaar. Not much, you cannot really see pretty much anything, but he's in the gym, he's training. And that's gonna count for something. So he's training. You can see his arms that are as big as they usually are. And not much else. Not much else. I mean, this is just Roelly. I mean, we can just speculate how he's gonna look at the Mr. Olympia, because he is qualified for the Mr. Olympia because he placed in the top 5 in 2019. And he was really conditioned a week before that Mr. Olympia. At the Mr. Olympia stage, he wasn't really good. He took 5th spot, and I think it was more or less of a gift because he was not conditioned. He was watery, he was flat. Now, hopefully he will not make the mistake that he made last year, and he's gonna come conditioned. And you guys know that conditioned Roelly is a dangerous Roelly. That's the Roelly that beat Sean, that beat everybody else but Sean and Phil Heath in 2018. So he beat everybody that's gonna be competing this time around, except for Phil, of course. So if Roelly puts it all together, I think he can become the next Mr. Olympia winner, for sure. And finally, for the end, the most important part of this video, in my opinion, and probably the reason why you clicked on the video, it is Brandon Curry with his physique update. And now, he's finally showing us his legs. And that's something that we want to see him improve, but it's a side shot. It's not a front leg shot. We know that he looks pretty good from the sides. Even when his legs were smaller than this, I mean, they did grow. They definitely did grow. You can see it here. But he's in the off season. I mean, his prep is probably going to start any moment if it hasn't already. But you know, I mean, the diet part. Of course, he's prepping. He probably started prepping a long time ago. But the diet part is the part where he loses the body fat and doesn't really gain any muscle. I mean, that's gonna happen eventually. I mean, he can grow into the show to a certain point, but there is a point where he needs to start working solely on conditioning, and competing against Phil Heath means, you know, bring the conditioning, bring it on, because Phil is gonna come sharp. Phil always comes sharp. Phil was never out of shape, never in his career. As an amateur, as a bodybuilder in the top 5 at the Mr. Olympia, who was trying to win the Mr. Olympia, once he won the Mr. Olympia, when he lost that, once he did all the Arnold Classics, Cheryl Classic, whichever show, he was always in shape, in a really good shape. He's not going to be watery. He's not going to be fat. Phil is going to be conditioned. And that's going to be his game. He's going to try to beat Brandon on conditioning, I'm sure. So Brandon knows that. He needs to come peeled. He cannot beat him. I mean, the advantage that Brandon has over Phil is the waist and the stomach, the midsection. But other than that, everything else is pretty much on Phil's side. And if Phil comes much more conditioned than Brandon is, because Phil's conditioning, whichever year you choose, let's choose his worst year, 2018, is much better than the conditioning that Brandon had when he won the Mr. Olympia. Conditioning is very important, guys. I mean, there are other factors as well, but conditioning is very important. So let's hope Brandon brings it. Did he improve his legs? Based on this photo, I would say yes. He grew them. They look fuller. I'm sure he did, because every year he improves everything. So I'm sure he's going to be bigger and better in 2020. And can he beat Phil Heath? Anything is possible, but we'll see soon enough. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you want to say something about the situation, tell me down below in the comment section. subscribe for more bodybuilding videos like this, and all the best, guys. Keep it old school.